Hey guys, it's Nick here from Spartan Trade FX. I'm going to do a weekly outlook and talk about some of our positions and updates and questions you sent to me last week. Okay, first let's start with the Euro US dollar. Like always, starting from the weekly chart. This pair likes to retrace a lot lately. Actually, it's a trend change, of course. On the weekly chart, you can see it's going down and down and down and down. We don't have pullbacks on the lower time frames yet, but the good thing is, especially for the short traders that have a big swing or actually position trade running right now. Okay, everybody else, and including me, because I didn't catch this big move since this area here when we took out most of the profits. I didn't catch the rest. So I wish, of course, for everybody else, especially the guys that send over the emails and are shorts in somewhere here, even higher, that it will go down and hopefully give them another 1,000 pips. But we have to be still on planet Earth and kind of expect pullbacks and retracements, right? Why? Because price reached the 129 area for now, and it looks like it also reached the 128.50 area, which is a round number, and close to previous support areas. Of course, down to here, it could go down to 128 and 127, but it looks like, at least for now, it's trying to take a breather on the lower time frame. So what we do quickly, we have the first green candle in making. Okay, markets will close today. What I did here is actually taking a trade off the 5-minute chart, just using this green candle and the fact that the price stopped close to major support. And we have some candles, some red candles here, but the price doesn't really move lower. So what I did, I took a trade on the 5 minutes, an aggressive one, and I actually placed the stop below the trend line that is coming from the 1-hourly chart. The reason I did that is because it's, as I said, an aggressive entry, but I want to treat this as a bounce trade, right? Not as a classic 1, 2, 3 trade. So I entered on lower time frames because the higher time frames didn't trigger anything yet, and I see this green candle in making on daily. So the chance that this might move higher, not only today but later on next week, okay, is there. So I would like, of course, like always, to see retracement back to the 36 in an angle of about, let's say, 1, 2 o'clock, or better back to this resistance line. But we don't know that price. You see, we have the proof here. It never retraced back to here, but of course it could be out of steam after 800 points, so the chance is there. That's why I have an aggressive trade with a small position, because of our other trades still running. And if I see it's kind of bouncing on the 12 and there's no steam in it and it's going back, I will probably close it earlier before it's hitting my support line, if I get the chance. Okay, if it's going down, hit the stop, then it's not a problem. It is an aggressive trade. Everybody else, please wait for clean setup on the 1-hourly chart and then look for a retracement trade. This is only for the bounce traders and the more aggressive traders. Right now, next pair, GPCHF. What happened here? We had good setups. We had retracements, we had shorts on this pair on the daily chart. Price moved down very kind of aggressively, back up and down, and then it stopped at the 200. It bounced on it in combination with some previous lows here, but that was really a quick and big reaction there, and now it's sitting again on resistance. So what we do now, because we have a lot of history, we draw a line. We know this is major resistance, and we had this old trend line, which is not very we don't need it anymore right now, right? So we leave this horizontal line close to the 200 EMA. We also don't ignore the fact that this looks like a huge weekly 1, 2, 3, a long 1, 2, 3 actually, right? And we can of course connect some lines here like this, or from down here, of course, like that. It doesn't really matter how you do it. We just keep an eye on it, because it either will break and then move lower or bounce. Right now it looks like it wants to bounce, and because I have two big spiky candles, we treat this area right now as kind of a wedge, even if it doesn't look like it. That means we look for shorts when it's bouncing off here, and we look for longs if it's spiking on here. In between, I won't touch it. Or of course, ideally breakouts and 1, 2, 3 setups on higher or lower time frames. Okay. Now USD CHF, I already sold this as a hedge because it's Friday, and remember, I did it already once. And now, just to ensure that we don't give that back, this last lot is 140 pips. I hedge it up with the same position, just seeing what happens. So what I can do is actually get rid of that stop, but I won't do it now. I will look and wait for Monday. Euro Aussie, this really went up. That's an update from the whole week. This trade, remember, so we had a small stop, and now this is in profit with 500 points. And I'm always happy when I see trades like this, not because I'm right and it makes money, but it's always confirming how powerful the higher time frames are, and especially the trend lines. If you draw them there on these higher time frames, price coming back after a big move, hitting this line, the extension of this line, this area with a little bit of also horizontal support there, and then suddenly exploding up. Okay, so now what I said about keeping this position, I will think about maybe taking out something if I'll see it's kind of, you know, spiking up here or something like this. But if it's breaking this line, long-term goals are a lot more than I already have. Okay, and everybody else, please look for new setups over this line. If it's bouncing, of course, lower time frame entries, and then you trade this range if it wants to go down. Focus should be on longs if that breaks the line for sure. EuroCAD, the same story, breaking out. I don't know why I have all these lines here. I don't need them anymore. You can see the extension of this here. Okay, it's close to the 200 EMA. I have my target up there because I knew that this area is resistance. But what I will do after this 1, 2, 3 now, I have a confirmation that this wants to move higher. So what we do, I'll actually take the target and place it much higher, close to the next major resistance area, somewhere here maybe. Okay, why? Because I really love it when the price hunts my target, right, instead of hunting the stops. So this is always a good scenario to be in. Let the price hunt your targets, not the stops. Sorry about the background noise. We have some crazy dogs there. Now here, daily charts. You can see what happens here. You just draw the extension, and this will be closer, this target will be closer to the line depending on the angle, right? But that doesn't mean that we take everything out there. We just watch closely. Maybe it's breaking, and then we get our look at the weekly chart trend, the bounce, and actually on the weekly it would be huge 1, 2, 3, and we can have hundreds of pips targets. Like it would be over 1,000 at some point, and much more probably. Right now it was what, it's like 300 pips. If it moves up to the previous highs, it will be 1,500 pips maybe. It's a good trade with a very small stop. Okay, and that's the trick. Leaving positions open and maximize profits, right? And that is especially using the higher time frames. Remember, remember, not many people are doing this. Unfortunately, only a handful of people do that, so you have a very, very big advantage. I have to say it again, and again. Euro Aussie, we said that already, sorry. GBP US dollar, again here, took a bounce trade. We have the 633. Look at the weekly chart. We have a lot of trouble in this area. It never retraced, not even last week. I touched it 200, it came down to previous support. So we have in this whole area is support, right? And the 200 EMA, and now we got our first green candle. So what I did, I used the 1 hourly chart. I used an entry on the 1 hourly chart. Here, as you can see, it's a 1, 2, 3 setup, and it is late and it's close to resistance, yes. But again, I have to say it's a bounce trade, and I placed the stop here because of the weekend. I don't know what's going to happen because of the resistance I have here. So ideally, if I see it's breaking out next week, I will take the stop, bounce trade or not on the higher time frames. I will then trail it below here. Okay, if I see it's breaking next week, I'll just get rid of the position. It's a small risk and no harm done. Yeah, this is aggressive trading. The reason being, as I said, 1 hourly, 1 to 3, price over the 36. Maybe it's breaking out, but maybe just trading because it's a short 1 to 3. Maybe it also wants to move lower. That's why we have to be careful. Main trend is short. If it goes down, stop below the lows or not, we get rid of the position. Yeah, don't do it if you're not into aggressive trading yet. As I said, it's aggressive, and the target would be, of course, the extension of this line. And on Monday, if you get new setups, you can still look for 1 to 3 later on. Yeah. I'll do the rest very quickly. Australian dollar, US dollar, still dropping. If we don't get setups, don't touch it. We ideally want to see something, on the daily chart. Okay, like a 1 to 3 or some kind of setups. We'll see next week. Sorry for that. Here we go. Daily charts. This is up and up and up. This is just a powerful. This pair is really crazy sometimes. It does move and then if it's breaking out, it's going and going and going. That's what it's doing right now. So we still need to look at some. We don't have resistance anywhere, right? So focus on longs. But because it's also up for a while, especially on the daily chart, you can expect some retracements. And if you get the first signs, look for entries on the 4 hourly and 1 hourly chart to trade at least the retracement if you like to. If not, take the bounces off the lines of the 36 after the retracement. Okay, also USD CAD still moving up, as we said last time. Weekly is up, looks good, so still long trades. The main trends are still running, and targets, swing targets, longs, of course, in this area up here. There are also other pairs that we could talk about a lot, but the video is already 13 minutes, so I'll be quick. Euro Yen, breakout of this line. Remember, look at the main direction, right? The main trend is long now that it broke that line. On the weekly, you can see it. 4 hourly chart didn't bounce on the 633. There was a good chance of a retracement because of this V formation, right? But because it retraced a little bit, like it retraced like 50 pips, okay, for some bounce trades aggressively, maybe nice, but you see it came out there. Main trend is up, so get rid of everything that looks short and follow the main trend now. Okay, it's very clear right now. Everything wants to move up. I mean, not on all pairs, but all those pairs, especially GBP. The GBP pair, some of those connected with European pairs and dollar. So look at this weekly chart. It was ranging, and then suddenly it came out of here, out of this range, and there we go. most touches in this area, of course, and up here, but it looks like it wants to get out of there. So this long bounce in this area, for some of you guys who sent over the charts, well done. I mean, that went up really quickly. Now the question is, should we get out here or here? No, of course not. Yeah, let it go. It will retrace, yeah, probably, but it doesn't matter. It looks long. There's no reason for you to come out. You get out if something goes against you, not if it's going your way. You have to get that into your mind, right? You don't get out if you see the price moving your way. You get out if it goes against you. So new setups after Monday. There's nothing right now. You see it's trying to break out. If it's staying over here, creating a higher high, higher low, and then, you know, breaking out or something like this again after creating a 1, 2, 3, then you can look for new setups. But don't get rid of the longs as long as this is going up. Okay, so that was it for today. There are other pairs, as I said, but I don't have enough time. Focus on those. They are volatile. You can make a lot of pips there if you get nice setups. So have a wonderful weekend, and I'll catch up with you in the live room next week, and bye for now.